I sinned terribly in my past. God took away my son to punish me. I accept.
You're the father of a dangerous criminal.
But accusing my son of what he is not, that I cannot accept.
Get out of the fucking car now!
Do you know what you have done?
Why do you know so much yet say so little? I mean, who are you?
There are some grudges that should be taken to the grave.
You forget you do not have full control. Right now, you don't have full control. Now, which one of you killed my son?
Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If today is your first time jumping on a post like this, jumping on this channel, do not forget to like, share, and hit the subscribe button for more updates like this. Don't forget, my name is Moyo Sarolua, and on this channel, what we usually bring to you is lifestyle, red carpet event, reviews, all around reviews. And why am I sitting in front of my screen today is because I've got this wonderful movie that I want to share with you guys. Do not go nowhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button. And yes, it is movie time. The name of the movie we're reviewing today is The Black Book. Yes, of course, it is a Netflix movie. It is written and directed by Edith Effiong. Well, to start with the writer, the writer did a wonderful job. I mean, that's actually one of the actions of the cast in the movie. All right, so like we do here, like you used to talk about the plot summary, we talk about the cast, we talk about the themes, the crops, the costumes, and the cinematography, and of course the language used. Yes, that's what we'll be talking about today. Yes, so the Black Book. Thank you, Netflix, for releasing this movie because I'm sure if it happens to be a cinema movie, I'm not sure I would have had the time to go and see this movie. So it's on your Netflix, you can always check on it and know what's up. So this movie opens with a scene of we see something like a form of robbery on a highway in Lagos. Yes, that's the location, Lagos. In fact, to some of CMS, Isaleko, Idumota, Kongbon. I saw those areas in the movie also. So the location is actually Lagos, Nigeria. Yes, so the scene opens with a particular robbery scene on the road on the highway. At first, I thought it was a robbery, probably like an haste or something. But eventually, we saw that he happens to be a design kidnapping issue. So a particular family was kidnapped. I mean, a father and a baby. That's the man's child was kidnapped, who eventually who happened to be the Craig's family. The Craig is represented by Norbert Young, and they also have Professor Craig represented by Bimbo Akintola. Yes, so they were kidnapped, and yes, that was in fact it was a good opening because I looked at it. It happens to be, a bulletproof car, and because their gun couldn't access the car. It was a nice move. Like you have to be smart. So the next thing they did was just to, bring out their fuel. They poured petrol on the car. They were about to burn it down. Oh yeah, this is me holding the lighter. What do you want to do? Do you want to surrender? Or you want us to burn you down with this car? And the man Craig had to, surrender, and there was a maid that wanted to escape with the baby, but eventually they felt like it's an upper hand, to hasten whatever job they wanted to use it to do. They carried the baby, so they kidnapped the baby and the husband. Now, the second scene, I'm not going to be analyzing it scene by scene, but these are the two major families that are involved in this movie. Well, three, but the two major opening scene. So the second one we saw, a father and a son having a father to son happy moment. That's the Edima's family, Paul Edima and Damilola Edima, represented by RMD Richard Mufe and then Olumide Oworu, respectively. So they are both father and son. They have this relationship together. So we started into the kitchen. In normal day, I would have asked myself that what is going on. The typical African setting, African setup we have, it's very rare for the father to actually enter the kitchen and start cooking. But then we could actually understand that the fact that they have this cordial relationship, this mutual and happy relationship, it could happen, and we have homes that is happy, but it can't be my home. Anyways, my daddy does not even care whether you're in the kitchen or not. He just wants to eat. All right, so we see this relationship between the father and the son after they left they went to swim. So Olumide Oworo, that's Damilola Edima, won his father in this swimming competition, because that's the way I can actually attribute it. And also this thing reveals to us the rebellion, Damilola Edima, that's Olumide Oworo rebelling against God in this scene, because he lost his mother 2 years before then. So probably he was rebelling together. Why would you take somebody I love so much away from me? And he couldn't just understand why the father kept on being a pastor. And yes, RMD being a pastor in that movie, I actually knew there was more to it, but just okay, let us keep watching. We are not going to fast forward this thing. We are going to see say whatever you give us, we'll collect it. So the next thing reveals this young, vibrant journalist who is actually on the verge of advancing her journalism career. So she's an investigative journalist who is always looking out for stories, stories that are happening. But the first time our story was not approved because there was no good evidence to back it up. So we just saw her in the movie, and she was in the car helping a young child. That's what's her name now? Victoria, yes. Represented by Adela Oye. I mean, this girl is actually good. Well, we're not yet talking about the cast. But yes, that's what happened. So eventually we also see the kidnappers calling Professor Craig, who happens to be Bimbo Akintola, asking her to choose between her baby and her husband. Well, as a woman, as a mother, she eventually chose her baby over the husband. But Sam Dede, I see this guy as a psychopath in this movie. Sam Dede was like, I am a man of God, and you're not going to make me have innocent blood on my head by killing two people in a day. So choose one. Eventually, this woman chose a child over the husband, but eventually both the child and the husband was killed. So this three opening actually brought together the three forces to pull down the force in the country that was not working for them. The law was not working for them because, take for instance, Professor Craig, that's been working on her. She was fighting for justice. She was the head of this anti-corruption in Nigeria, and eventually she was asked to step down. That was the reason why they actually kidnapped the husband and the child. Eventually, she stepped down, and she still lost the dearest people to her. So these three forces coming together. I mean, the journalist Paul Edima, because Paul Edima lost his son Damilola Oworu. I mean, Damilola Edima. That's Olumide Oworu in this movie. And at this point, I don't know why I feel so connected to this movie, because it is happening during this, event of this Mobat issue, and it is disheartening, it is heartbreaking. It is really heartbreaking. I could easily connect it. In fact, I cried at that scene where RMD was actually crying over the death of his son. He was killed. Now, it is only in Nigeria that I would see people, the media with the backup of the police force, using height, gender, color, hairstyle to describe a criminal. When you can actually have a forensic sketch artist to do a facial composite of the alleged criminal. There is nothing wrong in that. But you shouting all over the media, the radio, the television, that so person escaped prison, is tall, is dark, with dreads, blah blah blah. That doesn't anybody can be that height, can have that hairstyle. That is actually calling out to the wrong approach towards what our investigative team in Nigeria are using. I felt this. I really felt it. I don't know why I'm even sweating over this, but it got to me because we're still having a case like that now on this Mohbad issue, and God help us on this case. And I also see this movie like this thing, John Wick. Yes, John Wick. I see John Wick's character in Polyedema in Richard Moffat. I see his character in him. To me, I even feel like did they copy John Wick? I mean, John Wick's dog was shot, and then he went all out to clear everybody, to kill everybody that was involved in whatever way that killed his dog. And there was an instance where, in fact, it's so funny. I'm like, are you people now doing copy or what? Because what's the case where Senator Dupa was saying you killed Polydema's son, somebody who has planned so coup d'etat in 1984, who did 190 something kiniko plan. Why? Why would you go have to use that scene for us, for crying out loud? I mean, you could have, yes, dealt it in a different ways, different geography, but I just feel like this is giving me another sample of a movie I've seen before. I've seen John Wick before. Everybody has seen John Wick. And now you are giving us the black book in form of, John Wick. John Wick's dog was killed. Polydema's only son was killed. And then there's this scene of bringing it up. And, it's I think we need to step up our game in that case. You could have actually looked for a better line to do stuff like that. So, anyways, this led to the three forces coming together to, you know, bring justice to the table. Actually, Polydema wasn't angry because his son was taken away from him. He told himself that even if this is God bringing out his past upon him, then he just wanted to clear his son's name, that his son, no, is not a killer. He is not a kidnapper. He is not a Yahoo boy or whatever you people might have called it. I just wanted to clear myself. He kept on going to the police station. Give me my child. Give me my child's corpse. Let me bury him right. But instead, in fact, I like his action where he actually, took down two policemen. He just wanted to show them that you people think I'm a pastor. Or no, Paul is not a pastor. Before I became this pastor, a lot of things has gone down. So now people trying to tell me. So this opening scene and all of it actually brought about every other scenes that we saw in the movie. With the help of Big Daddy Shaffy. Big Daddy was represented by Shaffy Bello, and I like the fact that a woman was the one that they used to represent Big Daddy in this case. We didn't expect it. In fact, when we saw Shaffy Bello in front of our business where she was selling her clothes, I want a Peruvian jack. I was like, what the heck? How did you guys come up with this? But that's been creative anyways. And the way she was greeting the guards, where we thought she was actually taking Polydema to go and see Big Daddy, the way she was greeting them, you would actually think she's just a messenger, only for us to get there. And yes, she was the Big Daddy. That was actually a good turnout. At least we could not expect, we didn't expect that. You guys did it well there. So that's the end of the plot summary. That's not the total movie, but it's just to tell you what led to one thing or the other. So during the course of this review, we'll keep bringing up other scenes as we go. So for the cast in the movie, we had the likes of RMD, Richard Moffat, Damijo, Adelaoye, Alex Osifo, Ireti Doyle as the faithful and the truthful commissioner. Yes, we had Ireti Doyle, we had Patrick Doyle as Senator Dipo, we had Sam Dede, we had Onimide Oworu, like I mentioned earlier. We have Bimbo Manuel, represented by the father Omotosho. We had Bimbo Akintola, Professor Craig. We had Mr. Craig himself, represented by Norbert Young. We had the editor in chief, Taiwo Ajay Lisset, if I'm correct, Ajay Lisset or Lyset, I don't know. And we had quite a number of people in the movie, your favorite people that you'd want to see. And I must say they all did their roles well. Although I kind of expected more. But if you ask me who is my favorite cast of this movie, of course, can you guess? Can you guess? Oh no, I don't think you can guess. A lot of people actually think my favorite cast in the movie would be Paul Edimalas, Richard Mofe-Damijo. Nah, my favorite cast was Big Daddy. But Big Daddy, yes, my favorite cast was Big Daddy, Shaffy, Bello. She did well. She didn't feature in all the movie. We didn't see her in scene one. We didn't see her in scene five. We didn't see her until when Polydema needed to. He wanted justice for his son. He wanted to bring them to book. He didn't want to kill them with his own hands because, of course, he's not a pastor. He just needed the right people to know that his son is innocent or was innocent. She was not shown. Shafi was not shown until when she was needed. And look at the character. Look at the character Shafi Bello dropped. I like it. Mwah. Like she's still my favorite though. I could have actually gone for Adela Oye. That's Victoria, the journalist. But I feel like she's a supportive lead actor. Ah, the action was not there. She did her role. That was the role. But me, I'm an action lady. I like people with action. So I like what Shafi Bello did. In fact, when she was like, when Sandede said, "You are in the north. This is Kaduna, and wherever men are," I answered. The woman was like, "I am a woman, and no one controls us." When bros see they put gun pointing it at Big Daddy, and then she saw guns with women coming up with the jabs and all of that. She was like, "Abi were lele, drop that gun!" Like I like that action. What the hell was I looking for? I kept on, taking it back. I just said, "Abi were lele, drop that thing, my friend." Like, you get this action, and Yoruba also. I like every of her. She spoke Yoruba, she spoke Pidgin English, and she still spoke a correct English. Mama, I give it to you. Oh. I give it to you. So that's my favorite cast of the movie, Shafi Bello, as well as Big Daddy in the movie. So if I'll go for other supporting this thing, yes, of course, I'll choose R&D, of course, with all the actions. We've seen him in several movies with the action, so of course we know he could deliver. I'll go for him, and I'll also go for hey, the fact that Bimbo Akintola lost a child, she had to go through several IVF sections before that one stayed. I feel like nah, it fell my hand, so I can't really go for her cast. She did it well, but of course I would go for Adela Oye, Vicky. The journalism spirit in me is still there, so of course I'll go for it. I just felt like at some point I was like, why is she poking her nose into every necessary thing? But then that's the character of a journalist. They always want to know more than necessary, which most times could put them in trouble. But then, at least with this one, she was able to find out the death that killed her mother and all of that. So, what are the themes in this movie? We have the theme of injustice in our society. Everything about the movie is about injustice. We could actually relate this with Mohbad's death issue, injustice. And the two come together. This movie being released at a time like this. Olofa. Olofa. It touched me, make I no lie. Sometimes I will not even stay long behind this screen. So it coming at this time, I feel like is a call out, is reaching out to every individual in Nigeria, every Nigerians that we need to settle the scores with the injustice in the society. Because if everybody keeps saying it doesn't affect me, it doesn't affect me. Wọ́n ní tó bá ń gbọ́ gbé má jẹ́ kán gbé sẹ́yìn kò lè lé ẹ̀. Like it's better you cry out when it has not yet affected you, because by the time it will affect you, your remorse, your cry and all of that will not even let people hear everything you want to say anymore. So the best time is to fight when it has not yet reached us. So the injustice in the society, in this Nigeria, God will help us. Because if not for injustice, I mean, first off, the media would not have just taken it up like that and start describing somebody who broke out of cell with just height, with just color, with just hairstyle. They could, like I said, they could have just gotten a forensic sketch artist. That's their job. We have them in this Nigeria. And then once they bring out a facial representation of that person, then you can declare the person wanted if they can actually say, okay, this is the particular face. Any other person could be like that. But because of what they wanted to do, because of whose son the person that broke out of cell was, they just wanted to kill anybody so that the media will not be against it that somebody broke out of cell. The Nigerian police could not do anything about it. That's why they just found somebody and just, find like they did not know that Okuton SATO. They did not know that they killed the wrong person. They've been doing it a long time. But this particular one, Obumawolowo, it turned out wrong. All of them, they went for it. And I'm actually glad it was RMD they used for this role. He did it well. Yes, he did it well. So now, another theme in the movie is betrayal. Ha! Kiludi, betrayal up and down. Everywhere betrayal. First, the editor-in-chief, AJ License, that woman. I like her accent, but most times I know they like what she dey do for movie. I know they like her. Now, the editor-in-chief happens to be the one who first gave out Victoria's mom's name while she was killed a long time ago. And when Victoria brought a particular evidence, this evidence I've been clamoring for, and now I've brought it to you. She broke it and then I had to call. And there was a leaked video of Senator Dipo's people, confessing that she has taken it down, but then they said, "Don't tell me, who does that?" You're supposed to be the face of the media. You're supposed to be the reason people are getting information. But you turn out to be the one giving out information of the people that are even helping to leak the information that they do not want the people to know. Betrayal. Another part, the law betrayed Paul. They betrayed him by allowing his son to, his son just died for nothing's sake. Forget the sin of the father. Forget his past catching up on him over his son and his wife. The law betrayed us. The law failed us. The law failed Polyedema. The law failed everybody. The law has failed every one of us in one way or the other. And people that are supposed to be protecting this law, what are they doing? It is well, no. So you can check out other stuffs, and of course you can put it in the comment section. Let me know. So when we talk about the cinematography, of course, yes, they tried, considering the fact that they shot it in 2020. Although I feel like in 2020 we already had a good cinematography, but I feel like because it wasn't a lively movie, it was meant to be a movie to reflect and reach out to everybody, every individual in Nigeria. I could understand that the cinema, I don't want to use the term dull, but that was the effect it was needed to bring out, to showcase to the people. If it's too bright, then it should be representing a happy side. But this side is actually representing a side everybody could reflect from. And we also had the sad moments in the movie, like when Professor Craig's family was murdered, when Damilola Idima was murdered, And another flaw I see in the movie is, for crying out loud, who leaves his investigative drawing board to where face could see it? I could have said yes. Polydima wanted Vic to see his plans and all of that, but trust me, it did not. From what I was able to depict and put together in the movie, it wasn't like he wanted her to see it. Eventually, when he was looking for his flash, he had to go because he knows that this is the person that has been coming often to my house. And of course, as a mastermind, as a criminal mastermind, of course, I will know the next person to suspect. So who leaves it out? And if not for his carelessness, this girl would not have known until the end that it was Paulo that killed her mom, her mother. She wouldn't have known, but she saw it immediately. Paul hid her in wherever in her house when he was attacked. So who leaves it out? In fact, when she entered, she already saw the drawing board. So it's not like he wanted her to see it. He was just too careless with it. That's not the way a good masterminded criminal. They don't do like that. They're not careless with any of the information, with any of their plans. They're not careless with it. And yes, what happened? Sister Vicky. Sister Vicky, what happened? As an investigative journalist, I feel like everywhere you go, you must have your own personal flash drive. Forget now the time you still had to copy that flash drive, to copy that stuff on the flash drive. You could have copied it on your own flash drive. It has multiple spaces in the system that you can, put your own flash drive. You must always have your own flash drive. You will not even know that anybody entered his house. You will not even know. You might know that somebody entered his house, of course, as a master in the game that he is. But at least everywhere you go, you must have your own flash drive. It will help you, and you go to trust man. You want to go and trust your editor in chief, you're supposed to also copy it somewhere. Probably because the woman has worked with her mother, and because the editor in chief has always mentioned the fact that any little thing should mention the mother, any little thing should mention the mother. So probably that was what happened. But I feel like in this game, in this journalism game, you don't trust anybody. You don't trust your boss. These people that come out as anonymous on here, do you think they don't want to reveal their identity? But for you apply sense now. You apply sense. So that's what I see. That's another flaw in the movie that needs to be worked on. I mean, towards the end of the scene, we saw where Vicky was shooting Polydima RMD, and still that same day, we saw Polydima walking down to Senator, not Senator Dikbo, the general. Yes, walking to him like nothing happened. He was shot. What is going? Did you people forget you guys wrote in the script that he was shot 3 times? So when Sam Diddy was shoot him with that, fear in her, she would shoot 3 times, and then Paul was walking as if nothing touched him. Bros, wetin happen? Wetin? Shey you people did not watch John Wick very well. The last chapter of John Wick, where you people need to do a better job there. People really need to do a better job. I mean, he was supposed to be working like, with blood on himself, but Bros was working like, I'm so ill and healthy, no gun touched me. Could have made it more realistic, and, could have seen that part. And also this part where this guy, when he was talking to the commissioner, when he was talking to Ireti Doyle, this police officer, this corrupt police officer, and then he was shot. The sniper was standing by the right, and then the gun entered through the left. What happened? I had to, take that scene back, take that part back. Like, what happened? No, that's wrong. Probably too much of Indian movie has entered my head, but I just feel like they would have done a perfect job there. I mean, somebody was standing at the left, and then the next thing we saw the gunshot at the right. Abi, what's that? So this could also have been worked on. I expected better from Edith F. Young from that area. So those are the areas that he actually. When we talk about the issue of protests, God will help us. I think I'm taking this thing more personally, but I feel like protests cannot help us in this Nigeria. I mean, look at when Professor Craig's child and husband was killed. Actually, they went out to protest, but after that, did you see anything? There was someone that was fronting in front of the camera, in front of the media. What happened to him? Where did he go? God help us in this Nigeria. So I just hope this Lord that has failed us will one day come back to help us. That's the only thing I can say. So for this, talking about the rating, I would actually rate the movie a 6.5/10. Yes, a 6.5/10, because I saw a lot of flaws and I felt like yes, they could have done better than this. Anako Film is not a baby production, and then Edith F. Young is not a baby writer or a baby director. So what happened? I feel like they could do better. So that's my take. And when we talk about the props and the costume, of course, they also did well. I like the fact where Shaffy Bello was putting on a uniform, like a khaki, when she entered that place with some Dede and her girls. Where at the end of towards the end of the scene, and then the tribal mark on Femi Branch, that's the young general. They were still able to, reflect it on the old general's face. So I feel like yes, that's a good one. They did well, and yes, every other thing, the blood, yes, they did well with the costume also, and language. Yes, they made us see that yes, this is a Nigerian movie, Tiwan Tiwani. It is our own. It is not a Yoruba movie. It is not an Igbo movie. It's not an Hausa movie. They came together to combine the three major languages of Nigeria. They spoke Hausa, they spoke Igbo, spoke Yoruba. So it was all good. I like the language used. And yes, the English also, I like it. But what happened? Why did young general, why did Femi Branch sounded more Hausa-ish than when he grew old? Like, was it that General stayed too long in Lagos and then left off his northern accent, or what happened? It could have continued with the Femi Brainerd's act and put it into the general. So these are the areas that I felt like something better could have been done. So of course, I think I've come to the end of today's movie review. Yes, I'm pained, I'm hurt because we are still going for justice for Mubad. So this is the little we can do. I hope the next time we'll come back again, we're able to give you something good and more juicy than this. And I hope you enjoyed this session. If there's any other thing you think I did not put in the movie and you've seen the movie, kindly drop it in the comment section. And if there's any other movie you want me to review, kindly drop it in the comment section. I will see what to do about it. Don't forget, you can view it on Netflix. The Black Book is still on the #1 on Netflix. So, till next time again, thank you for staying with us through this. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you have not yet done so. Please, I am begging you. This young girl is very humble, down to earth. I'm begging you, please let us grow this channel together. And yes, that will be all. Thank you very much. Until next time, don't forget, my name is Moyo Saraolua, your favorite person and your favorite radio girl. Have a wonderful day. Bye.